Oh my god, guys. This is honestly amazing. It seriously exceeds my wildest expectations. Wow. Oh my god. Wow. That's honestly all I can say. I'm shocked and I'm blown away. The clouds aren't clipping through my wings. My performance on Syria is honestly better than it has ever been. The map itself looks better. I believe, and I've thought this for a long time, but I believe that the Syria map was actually built for 2.7, and that's why the lighting to me always looked very weird and off in comparison to, say, the lighting of the Persian Gulf map, or even Nevada, or the Caucasus. But wow. So, as you guys know, Spudknocker here, as always, and as always, DCS World has blown me away. When I first looked at all the different trailers that Eagle Dynamics had put out, and especially a lot of tutorial videos that Wags had put out, I thought the clouds were super cool. But I think due to YouTube compression and whatnot, I was like, yeah, they're cool, but they don't look that great. But now that I'm seeing it myself, they look that great. Oh my gosh. This truly breathes new life into DCS World. Absolutely 100%. And helping to fuel my hype right now about these clouds and to keep me energized as I make this kind of reaction slash tutorial video is Leading Edge Supplements. Their supplement, Severe Clear, is made by United States Air Force pilots, for United States Air Force pilots, and of course civil pilots, airline pilots as well. And it conforms to all of the USAF as well as the FAA guidelines for pilot supplementation, what can and cannot be taken by pilots. There's a little bit of an artifact there, but I mean, honestly, oh my gosh. So make sure you use code SPUD15, or sorry about that, just code SPUD for 15% off of your order. To save 15% on your order, whether you're going to be using it in the digital cockpit or the real cockpit, it is a fantastic product that I use, not every day, but I use it pretty often, especially when I'm doing, like, say, 3 or 4 flights in real life. Then I try to come back and make an awesome video for you guys. But anyway, let's go ahead and exit out of our mission here, our little free flight that I'm doing, just playing with these gorgeous, oh my gosh, the lighting is just so much better on the Syria map. I honestly, did not like the lighting at all on the Syria map before, and now, man, it is stupendous. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of the new features in the mission editor and how to set up these clouds. And I think you guys are really, really gonna like how you set up your loadouts now in DCS. It is really cool, and it is something that I would never thought of, that Eagle Dynamics threw in there, and it makes the whole loadout process of loading up your jet in the mission editor fun, which is interesting and really cool in my opinion. So let's check it out. Alrighty guys, here we are on the main menu of DCS World, of course, and we can see down there in the right hand corner 2.7.040 or 625. So awesome. Let's go ahead and let's open up the mission editor, and we will create a new mission today. I've already selected the Syria map earlier because we were just flying on Syria, but I want to show you guys something that you guys are really, really gonna like. I mean, it's just a little thing that made the whole process of setting up a quick little first flight through the clouds very, very cool and actually kind of fun. And so we'll go ahead and select a jet here. And it can be any jet, of course, doesn't have to be one or the other. Let's go ahead and select an F-16. Why not? We'll make ourselves a client so that way we can fly very easily. We'll put our jet up at 10,000 feet. Why not? We'll just be doing an air start real quick. And then the interesting and new part of the mission editor is right here. You go to the armaments page and look at this. The model viewer is now much enlarged and is now up at the top of the screen rather than being down here in a little box on the bottom right. And look at this. This is very cool. Your loadouts now populate on the jet, as well as, of course, you can select different skins for the jet as well, which is just super, super cool. And we can rotate all the way around it. We can zoom in, look at the different weapons, as well as the weapons themselves have new labels in them. You go to air-to-air missiles, and we can see the AIM-120 AMRAAMs. Actually, the AIM-120C is now the Dash 5 variant. And we can see active radar, air-to-air missile, IR, air-to-air missile, and then pods says ACMI pod. And then something also that's going to help out a lot of people is going to be go to air-to-ground missiles, and you can see the different Maverick variants. We can see CCD, air-to-surface missile, IR, air-to-surface missile, pod, rockets. We can see lots of different, so white phosphorus, high explosive, unguided rockets. Like, this is going to make it very much easier for people who aren't super highly versed in how these weapons are labeled and how their labels work. And it's going to be the same thing in the way that, like, I don't know how the Russian stuff is labeled. Like, I don't know any of those designations, so I don't know the difference between an FP2 and a COM rocket when I try to fly an Mi-8 HIP that I'm a complete neophyte at. And then let's just, for giggles, let's go ahead and make him an F-14, just because F-14 is going to be very cool to see in this section here. Of course, we've got to throw on the VF-111 skin. Oh my gosh, look at that. That is really cool. I mean, it makes the whole idea of making a loadout just a lot more fun. So you could just throw on, you can see the missiles start to populate on the jet itself. Fuel tanks, fuel tank. How cool is that? I mean, and it's also going to help in terms of, like, remembering where different stations are on the aircraft. If you don't know the aircraft super well, like, say all of the stations that are in the tunnel of the F-14, like, it's hard to remember which one is 6, 4, 5, and 3. You know what I mean? So it's going to help out tremendously when it comes to, say, putting air-to-ground weapons on a jet like the Tomcat. So you can see them populate right there, and we can put another bomb. Let's go another JBU-10 up front. And so that's going to just make mission editors, and as well as people who just aren't as familiar with these jets, it's going to make them a lot easier to do this kind of stuff. But anyway, let's go ahead and move on to the thing that you guys definitely want to see. And that, of course, is the weather. And that is what I want to see as well. So let's go ahead and switch this out for a lantern pod. And then we will go ahead and we can see that lantern pod populate right there. How cool is that? That is just the coolest thing, in my opinion. It's a small thing, I guess, but it's also a big thing. And it is really cool, in my opinion. But, maybe I'm overhyping it. So let's go to the clouds, because that is the most important thing with this update. So we can see we have, obviously, a new box here for clouds and atmosphere on the weather tab over here in the mission editor. Now, of course, we have the same kind of idea for wind direction and velocity. So it's 12 knots of wind. Let's say 12 knots of wind up here, and 15 knots up of wind up to 25,000 feet. Winds aloft aren't blowing too hard today. But then we've got the presets here. You've got, so when they said that there was going to be some presets for the weather, I was thinking, there's going to be like 2 or 3 presets. But no, look at all of these presets. It is awesome. I am very, very happy that there are this many different presets, and you get a little picture as to what it looks like in the simulation itself. Very similar and analogous to the way you set up weather in Microsoft Flight Simulator in a lot of ways, but obviously it is further updated for making it its own in DCS World. And we can see that it even lists in a METAR, so overcast, scattered, broken, and just very, very interesting. So let's go ahead and we'll set overcast. Let's go for overcast 3. Why not? And then we hit OK. And then we can adjust the base of the cloud layer here. And that's basically all you got to do. Let's say we'll put the base at about 5,200 feet. And that should be good. We'll just leave the QNH the same. And we will hit save. And we'll say cloud test 2. Cloud test 1 was that quick little F-16 flight we did at the beginning of this video. And we'll start to fly here. I'm guessing that this is going to be very cool in the F-14. I mean, it's cool in any jet, but wow. As you guys can tell, I am, Alrighty, take 2 with the F-14, just north of Damascus with overcast number 3 preset with the clouds at, what did I have them set to? About 5,200 feet, I think, if I remember correctly. And we'll go ahead and jump into our F-14. And while I do know that historically, VF-111, those jets never got a lantern pod and laser-guided bombs, but it's still my absolute favorite skin in DCS World. I absolutely love the VF-111 skin, and so we gotta kind of punt the football on that. Wow. See, this layer of clouds looks different than what we started off with before. And there was an update to the sounds in the F-14. And wow, it definitely sounds different in the F-14A. And what I just really love is the fact that the clouds don't clip through the aircraft anymore. There's none of that weird shimmering. Wow. I know I've said wow like about 150 times already in this video, but holy cow. And like I had said, I really wasn't expecting this much in terms of how many presets there would be, the variation between the presets. Wow, cloud surfing, baby. Woohoo! Oh my goodness. This is unreal. Alright, let's go ahead and duck under these clouds. Hopefully there's not a mountain below us. Wow, there's another layer, and then here's this layer down here. Now, I don't really know if I like the look of this layer of clouds as much as that middle layer, but it is still so cool. We can see these clouds are really hugging the terrain just north of Damascus here. And like I said before, the lighting on Syria map is so much better than it was before. And I believe I really do think that the map itself was built for 2.7 and was kind of shoehorned into the 2.5.6. And that's why the lighting just always looked off to me. So we're just cruising under these clouds. Holy cow. So guys, let me know in the comments below if you'd like me to go into some more depth about showing how the different presets actually look, so that way you guys can kind of have a library of videos you could reference for the different cloud looks. As well as, if you liked the video, I'll definitely look into some more stuff about the new things that have been updated in DCS 2.7. All I can say is it has exceeded my expectations, and I think my expectations were pretty high, but Eagle Dynamics on this one has definitely gone above and beyond. Truly, this is a new simulator. People are going to enjoy just flying now, you know? It's not just about... It feels like it breathes new life into the simulator, because now it's not just about combat. It's about flying with this weather and the environment. Man, I am just very happy. I guess in public multiplayer servers, there is never going to be a bright and sunny cloudless day ever again. And there should never be a bright and cloudless day ever again on a multiplayer server. That is absolutely for sure. Alrighty guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end this video before it gets too long, and I will see you guys in the next one. Well, on the next video here that I put out today, we'll be talking about the polygonal version of the trigger zones that we can now place in the mission editor in DCS World, which is very, very cool in my opinion. So, please give the video a like and a subscribe, and thanks a lot for watching, guys.